good? You're good. All right. Good evening. I would like to call this May 12th meeting to order of the Mount Lebanon Commission. May everybody rise for the pledge, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call, Manager McGill, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Commissioner Flynn.
Present.
Commissioner Swager Wilson.
Here.
Commissioner Siegler.
Here. All right. Item number one, manager's announcements, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. Earlier tonight, the Commission met in discussion session and received information and discussed the following items. We heard updates on activities of the various boards from their Commission liaisons. We heard a presentation regarding a proposal for the naming rights for the ice rink. We heard a summary of the Financial Management Advisory Board's review of in-house trash and recycling. And we also heard a review of the commission priorities from our recent commission retreat. Prior to that meeting, the commission met in executive session to receive legal advice from the solicitor on a variety of topics. Next meeting of the commission will be held on Tuesday, May 26th. It begins here at 8 p.m. in this room. Here are the ways the public can participate, either in person, you don't need to pre-register. Simply show up at the appropriate meeting time and sign the sheet at the back of the room if you wish to speak during the meeting, or remotely via the Zoom webinar format. Again, you don't need to pre-register. Simply click the link located on the meeting agenda that's on the municipal website. If you wish to speak during citizens' comments or during a public hearing, simply use the raise hand feature on Zoom and you'll be notified when it is your turn to speak. That is all I have, Mr. President.
Thank you, Manager McGill. Commissioner Flynn, could you share community highlights with us, please?
Thank you, Mr. President. At its April 14th meeting, the Commission introduced an ordinance to define and regulate smoke shops. The Planning Board reviewed the ordinance at its April 21st meeting and recommended several changes. These changes are currently under review by the Allegheny County as required by the Pennsylvania Municipalities Planning Code. Therefore, the Commission will not be holding the previously announced public hearing on the ordinance at tonight's meeting. The Commission will set a date for a public hearing after the Planning Board makes a recommendation on the ordinance. The Planning Board is scheduled to discuss the ordinance at its June 16th meeting. Updates to the timeline will be posted on the municipal website, mountlebanon.org. Mount Lebanon residents will vote at the primary on Tuesday, May 19th from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. For a link to find your polling place, as well as other election information and deadlines, go to mountlebanon.org/vote. Please join us to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice at our Memorial Day ceremony, Monday, May 25th at 8:30 a.m. at the Veterans Memorial. The memorial is located outside the Recreation Center at 900 Cedar Boulevard. This year's keynote speaker is Todd DiPastino, a Mount Lebanon historian and founder of the Veterans Breakfast Club. The Mount Lebanon Blue Devil Marching Band will provide the music, and we will conclude in time to get to the South Hills Memorial Day Parade, which steps off in Brookline at 10 a.m. May is National Mental Health Awareness Month. In Mount Lebanon, we are fortunate to have a partner organization that specializes in counseling and screening to help residents who need it. Outreach Teen and Family Services receives municipal tax dollars each year, and in return, all residents can receive 2 free counseling sessions. Subsequent sessions can be billed to insurance or billed on a sliding scale based on need. Let's work together to erase the stigma and share the understanding that mental health is just as important as physical health. Check out all Outreach has to offer at outreachteen.org. And finally, the Mount Lebanon Street Reconstruction and Resurfacing Program will begin shortly. Unlike utility work that sometimes disturbs traffic, this is the municipal program that ensures our streets are in good condition for decades to come. For a dynamically updated schedule and an interactive map, go to mountlebanon.org/road construction. Residents on affected streets have already received written notice and will receive several more reminders. Mr. President, that is all I have for you this evening.
Thank you, Commissioner Flynn. Now I would like to invite up Chief Haberman for recognition of some outstanding officers.
Thank you, Commissioner President.
Yes, sir.
Commission, Manager McGill, really appreciate the opportunity. And I can tell you that, as you've heard before, this is the single greatest part of our job, is to recognize the amazing work of the men and women of the Mount Lebanon Police Department who continue to go out every single day and impress us and amaze us in all of the performance that they do. And it really gives us an opportunity to recognize all of that work tonight. But before we begin, we want to recognize the outstanding work of all of our staff, as well as, again, that really helped keep the engine running in terms of allowing our officers to do the good work that they do. We also want to take a moment to recognize that this is National Police Week. This is a time when we honor the service and sacrifice of law enforcement professionals across the country, especially those who have given their lives in the line of duty. It is also an opportunity for us to recognize the dedication and professionalism demonstrated every day by these officers that I mentioned before. And if you'll indulge me in a quick moment of silence again for the officers who passed, there's 134 officers who were put on the wall last year in 2025. Thank you. With that, I really want to begin with the first award that we want to give out. Again, both deputy chiefs are here. They'll give the award. So when I call your name, please come on up and we'll overview the incident and, again, speak of the amazing work that, in fact, was done by these officers you see here and others. So the Chief's Commendation Award is one of the awards we give out. Tonight, the recipient of that award is Lieutenant Mike Shell, LT. Please bring them up. If you want to bring the boys up, have at it. All right, with that. So the Chief's Commendation Award is presented to Lieutenant Shell in recognition of exceptional judgment, leadership, and professionalism in a highly volatile and dangerous situation. On September 8th, 2025, at approximately 6:30 p.m., Lieutenant Shell responded to a critical incident involving a suicidal female armed with a firearm. It was soon determined that the individual had barricaded herself inside her home with her 3-year-old child. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Lieutenant Shell established communication by phone early and initially with the individual. With the assistance of other officers on scene, they contained the situation. Through calm, measured, and compassionate dialogue, he was able to de-escalate the crisis and ultimately convince her to allow the young child to exit the home safely unharmed. Lieutenant Shell's action reflects extraordinary ability to lead under pressure, prioritize preservation of life, and bring a peaceful resolution to a potentially tragic situation. His performance exemplifies the highest standards of the Mount Lebanon Police Department. It is my honor to present to him the Chief's Commendation Award.
Great idea.
Let him in front, let him in front.
All right, no, Chief.
Excellent. Again, thank you. So next award we have is the Outside Agency Recognition Award. This award is given to Officer Alexis Feihoker for her performance and recognition for this incident that we'll outline here. So if you want to come on up. Officer Feihoker is being awarded for her initiative, awareness, and investigative contributions in support of a neighboring jurisdiction. On September 14, 2025, at approximately 9:55 a.m., while on patrol, Officer Feihoker heard a dispatch call regarding a house fire in Castle Shannon. From her location, she was able to see the smoke, which she recognized and immediately responded. Upon arrival, Officer Piehoker rendered aid to the individuals on scene who had escaped the burning home and quickly assessed the scene. Through her observations and training, she recognized that this fire was likely intentionally set, recognizing that that information was then relayed to responding officers and detectives. Her observations and decisive action played an integral role in subsequent investigations, which resulted in the individual being charged with arson and homicide. Her initiative and professionalism brought great credit not only to the Mount Lebanon Police Department, but also strengthened our partnership with neighboring agencies. It is my privilege to recognize Officer Piehoker with this award. Next up, Unit Citation Award. This award given for an extremely critical incident that really exemplified teamwork and a number of things, and I'll outline that here. So the Unit Citation Award is presented to Lieutenant Mike Smackos, please, LT, Sergeant Jake Elk, Officer Justin Littell, and Officer Zach Burke. Please, gentlemen, if you would. This in recognition of their coordination and courageous response to a rapidly evolving and dangerous situation. On December 30th, 2025, while working Shift 3 patrol assignment in Mount Lebanon, these officers received an alert from the department's automated license plate reader that in fact a stolen vehicle had indicated traveling through the municipality. Moments later, Bethel Park Police broadcasted that same vehicle was in fact just involved in a shooting outside of South Hill Village Mall. Sergeant Elk and Officer Burke quickly located the vehicle and observed 4 occupants inside. Along with Officer Littell, they attempted to conduct a felony traffic stop, which resulted in the vehicle then fleeing and reaching speeds of over 80 miles an hour. The officers continued to pursue the vehicle, at which point it subsequently crashed, and all 4 occupants fled on foot. Through a coordinated, multi-jurisdictional effort utilizing available resources, 3 of the 4 individuals were taken into custody, including the location of the firearm utilized in the shooting. The actions of these officers demonstrated exceptional teamwork, communication, and commitment to public safety under extremely dangerous circumstances. Their efforts reflect great credit upon themselves and the Mount Lebanon Police Department. It is my honor to present them with the Unit Citation Award.
No, you better not.
I get lost and I can't say no to this.
Just a little bit more. Second grade forest.
I lost one, you can't
Make it.
Thank you. We're going to ask Sergeant Elk to remain up here. So our final award of the evening that we want to recognize is our Officer of the Year Award. So while we usually give this award in October, this isn't a surprise to the Sarge, but I will tell you, he knew this was coming, clearly. We give this out at our banquet, and I can tell you that unanimously during this selection process, Sergeant Elk was his name continued to come up by all of his supervisors and peers. Throughout the last number of years, Sergeant Elk has exemplified what it means to be a police officer. He's exemplified what it means to be a young leader. He's exemplified what it means to be a team player. I will tell you, in the words of his lieutenant who nominated him, it really is, he approaches every situation with a calm and professional demeanor, demonstrating deep respect for the law and the public we serve. As well, he's a valuable internal resource and has taken the initiative to mentor new recruits, sharing his extensive knowledge of de-escalation techniques, and this guidance has been invaluable to our department and has already improved the performance of several officers. I can tell you Sergeant Elk has been a longstanding member of the CERT team. He continues to be an integral part of our field training program. He mentors young officers, as mentioned by the lieutenants who nominated him. You have seen him before, if you look familiar. He did receive one of our highest honors as the Medal of Valor in 2022. And really, we are better because Sergeant Elk is serving with us. And many in this community are better because he serves this community. And I can't tell you enough how proud we are of him, his efforts, and as he continues to serve and continually uphold the tenets of law and the finest traditions of the Mount Lebanon Police Department. So with that, please, congratulations. Once again, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Chief Haberman, and I know I feel confident in speaking for all of us, saying how proud we are of the department and your commendable work. So congrats to everybody.
Thank you.
All right. Item number 6, citizens' comments. Colonel Hoon.
Bill Hoon, 456 Coolidge Avenue. Don't know if you folks are aware of it, but the sight of wildlife reduces heart rate and blood pressure. Now, this doesn't make any difference what it is. Canadian geese flying over, rabbits in my backyard, deer on a hillside. You observe these creatures, you know, that brings us back to our position in the natural world. On the other hand, the sight of dead animals does just the opposite. Heart rate goes up, blood pressure goes up, and an instance of that occurred in our community. We had a woman who came back, a graduate of Mount Lebanon High School, to visit her parents. She took a walk down the road and was totally shocked to see a pickup truck sitting there at the side of the road, 4 dead deer lined up next to that truck. She had never seen anything like that in Mount Lebanon. So what she did was she started taking pictures. Well, then she got home and thought to herself, I'm not just going to show this to my friends in the township. I'm going to post it on the internet. And that's what she did. Well, the township didn't like that. Township does not like negative press. So they cited her. There was a hearing with Blaze. room was full of cops. I mean, there were more cops than we had in here, which was kind of funny. You know, there were a number of us there too to support this woman. But she was about 5'4", 5'5", in a whole room full of cops. And it was like, oh my God, what's the issue? Well, Blaze went along with the township and fined this woman $300. She came back to our group and we were discussing this. There were a number of attorneys in our group, and they were unanimous in saying this was your First Amendment right. The township, Blaze, has no right to fine you for doing this. You have every right to post what you see. You didn't make this up. This wasn't a creation of any sort. This was real, and it was your property. Well, she gets fined $300, and she appeals. So she ends up downtown before a judge, and the judge he hears testimony back and forth, and he's shaking his head finally, and he said, well, he actually said, there aren't any kids in the room, are there? This is bullshit. And he threw the case out. But he hit her for a $1 court cost, you know? I think it's important to note the effects of seeing wildlife, having your heart rate decline, having your blood pressure decline. That's important. So I would think if the community really cared about us, that you would want to encourage that kind of thing, you know? Taking a walk, especially a walk in the park, in a natural environment, lowers your blood pressure, lowers your heart rate. That's a good thing. There are lots of people in this community that have problems with that. And to have the commissioners or anybody else in the community trying to tamp that down and not want our residents to be able to have that advantage, that's kind of sad. Kind of sad, folks. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Colonel Hoon. Mr. Egler?
Dave Egler, 121 Poplar Drive. First, I'd like to salute Chief Haberman and the police department here, your fine department. Been many years, very few of them I remember anymore. All they're so young looking now. It's you know, time flies. But there's still some old timers around that I do remember. But the other thing I'd like to comment on briefly is there was a discussion about taking over the garbage collection. Commissioner Flynn, I think if we do anything, doing Mount Lebanon alone, I've stated at the last meeting, it's not the way to go. Maybe some sort of regional thing, group thing may work out. I doubt it, but just remember, Mount Lebanon takes over. You can't pass the buck when they complain and say it's a contractor. They're going to be calling you. So just remember, when I call up saying my garbage that's been picked up one time, you know, I won't call you at 2 a.m, but you know, just be careful of that. The last item, I assume everybody's aware of the state Supreme Court decision on the stormwater charge that came down April 30th. Basically, the original court goes back to January 4th, 2023, when the Commonwealth Court decided that the stormwater charges is a tax, not a fee. And now the state Supreme Court has come in and said the same. I think it was 2 meetings ago, I made a comment about how I felt we shouldn't be hitting the fee with the tax exempt properties in Mount Lebanon. I feel strongly about that. I obviously still feel strongly about that. I guess in that decision, it also mentions that The entities may generate rights to seek refunds of taxes paid, they call it taxes paid, the last 3 years plus interest. So there could be a lot of money going out to the tax exempt organizations. I've been a person who's been against fees from day one. You have 3 main fees out there right now. You have the stormwater fee, it started in 2011. You had the sewage fee, it goes way back to 1988. It's been around for, 38 years now. That's another one I think that could be eliminated. Once again, it was put in place to, catch nonprofit entities to pay their fair share. And then, of course, the refuse fee, which I've stated time and time again. Those 3 fees, when you charge those, there's costs associated with it. If it's part of the taxes, like it's been for many, many years, it's not a big issue. It's part of your taxes, you pay it. I think it's fair. It's based on earned income. Higher wage earners may pay more. Higher property value people pay more. It's not a flat tax. When you pay a flat tax, everybody pays the same. To me, that's not fair. It's not fair at all. You put more burden on, the lower income people. I think, do you even have any idea those 3 funds? I know that the refuse and stormwater fee are billed together. The sewage fee is part of Jordan Tax Service. Do we know the cost to pay Jordan to collect and the other collections, the cost of postage, the collection? Do we have any idea how much we're talking about each year?
Yes, we do know the costs.
How much are we talking
I
about?
don't have those numbers off the top of my head, Mr. Egler,
Oh, well, I don't need exact, but.
but we do know the costs.
Once again, if you put a part of the taxes, the cost would be this, 0. You wouldn't have to worry about it. Once again, like I said, I think it would be fair in charging in that manner. And I know, and it goes way back to the sewage, it was to get the nonprofits who don't pay taxes. Well, once again, the county thinks that they're tax exempt, and the state says that these fees are taxes. I think we should listen to them. I'm glad they concur with me on that. It's basically a tax, and I know there's questions on whether you can deduct a fee on your IRS, taxes. Some people do, some people don't. So just something that I hope we consider getting rid of these fees and put it back to the taxes where it belongs. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Egler. Next up, Mr. Seymour. Please state your name and address.
Richard Seymour, 750 Washington Road. I want to ask for education here. Who's responsible for the cityscape, the maintenance of the cityscape here in Mount Lebanon? I mean, you've got the business district here. You've got a couple of eyesores right next door. You've got grass that's probably 2 feet high at this point. You've got a building over there that's been vacant for months. It still has the name of Mellon Bank, which hasn't been the name probably for 30 years. You've got Stevenson Williams marquee down here, iconic marquee I've given you, but probably hasn't been painted in 100 years. What do we do about that?
I appreciate the question, and we found in the last year that we didn't quite have enough tools to work with, so we recently passed some legislation, I think in February, that it gave us more ability to enforce maintenance codes on commercial buildings, and since that time, it's really stepped up. I mean, I think I've seen a number of facades cleaned up, some signage cleaned up, and some of those properties that you've cited have, I think, recently been cited.
750 was
But
recently
still-
cited.
The grass is still here.
Yeah.
Grass is still this high.
There's a process that we need to go through
Yeah.
for the grass. We need to send a first notice. Second notice has to go certified. So the total process takes about 21 days. If they still haven't corrected or cut, then we are authorized to send our contractor out, bill the property owner for the cost of cutting plus 10%.
Right. I share your frustration. I get it, and we are as an entity.
Again, iconic marquee,
Right.
part of Mount Lebanon's history.
Agreed.
But it really,
It has not been tended to
Spruced up.
appropriately, and we are. We have, again, put into place new legislation, and our code enforcement officers have been out citing, and if you've noticed in Uptown recently, there's been quite a bit of work getting complete.
congratulations, we see we finally got at least, we didn't get the railing from the bank building to the parking lot
fixed, but we got it at least closed off so nobody can use it. So it's no longer a
The
safety hazard.
municipality closed it off. Actually, that's over at the magistrate's office for citation, so whenever the hearing's scheduled, I can actually have somebody from code enforcement call you and let you know when that hearing gets scheduled.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the comments. And, all right. Let's see. Judge, did you have any comments back there on Christmas lights?
No, not tonight.
All right. Any online comments, Nick?
No, there's nobody online.
All right, excellent. Then we will proceed. Item number 7, Commissioner Slaughter Wilson.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is the consideration of the minutes from the adjourned meeting held on April 28th, 2026. I move to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. That motion carries. Item number 8, Commissioner Flynn.
Thank you, Mr. President. Consideration of resolution number R-11-26, adopting the 2026 Allegheny County Hazard Mitigation Plan. Allegheny County is required to update its hazard mitigation plan every 5 years. The most recent update was completed in 2025 and must be formally adopted by each participating municipality in 2026. The plan was developed through a collaborative effort involving Allegheny County, its municipalities, and a third-party consultant. Its purpose is to serve as a pre-disaster multi-hazard mitigation plan to guide the county and its municipalities toward increased resilience to disasters. The Allegheny County 2026 Hazard Mitigation Plan has been prepared in accordance with the requirements of the Federal Emergency Management Agency and the Pennsylvania Emergency Management Agency. Adoption of the plan is necessary for the county and its municipalities to remain eligible for federal and state hazard mitigation funding and technical assistance programs. The plan is a living document that will be updated and maintained to address natural and human-made hazards that pose significant risk to Allegheny County and its municipalities. Adoption of this plan is required to receive post-disaster program funds. Mr. President, I move to adopt resolution number R-11-26.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Do we have any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. That motion carries, and we are adjourned.
I just need one signature.
Okay, I can do